Hey guys, this lesson is going to be a freebie. This is about thoracic rotation, and my theme today is actually sleep. And I'm going to qualify this, and I'm going to get help from my friend here, too. She thinks that this is time to play, which is fine. So, qualifying here, I have a huge injury, and I don't know where. Um, it's affecting my neck, it's affecting my back, and it's affecting my sleep. Um, I did have some luck. Um, my sister had told me about this thing called moon brew. Um, uh, well, let me restart here. Um, uh, Last Sunday, I went to open mat, and I don't know at what point I did this. I know when I felt it, and I was rolling with a friend, and I just stopped, and she was like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right." And I just sat there and felt it for a moment. And at any rate, I had a lot of events up to that point, and by no means do I actually think that it happened when I was rolling with her per se. It just all the dominoes fell at that point. But at any rate, that's going to affect what I'm doing today. And I have not done this particular lesson since I had that injury, and so my sleep's been affected. And we all know what happens when our sleep's affected, for in lots of different ways, lots of different things. So right before that occurred, my sister had told me about this thing called moon brew tea, and I think I got it. I think I got the tea like maybe a day or so after I got hurt, and the first night I had it, I was actually really hurt, but I slept like 9 hours, and I slept like 9 hours just completely knocked out, like somebody killed me. Next night, I had aggravated the injury. I'd worked all day, aggravated the injury, did something to my GI tract, didn't sleep as well. But I did sleep well, and I woke up and I felt better. But my injury was in the foreground. So now I'm on like day 4, day 5 since. I've done some things today to help it, help a little bit. I haven't sought out help yet. So at any rate, this moon brew tea though, I use it again. I've used it every night since I've had it. I think I'm on night 4. I've never seen anything that influences my sleep that much. So much so that I'm going to try to sell it myself. Um, I've reached out for their wholesale. So sooner than later, I'll post a link. I'll create a little Shopify store or whatever it ends up being. And I'll share that with my friends and whoever else happens upon this. So, and then I'm going to speak around that idea. And then this comes from a discipline called Feldenkrais. I am not officially certified. At one point, I was certified to teach ATM, and then that's lapsed. And I actually needed a week to officially finish my training, and I just haven't found the time to go out to California to see my teachers and finish this out. So I can't specifically use that label, and I don't necessarily want to unless I'm guild certified and all that stuff for lots of legal reasons and just being a decent human being, I suppose. But it is what it is, what I'm doing, and I'm using mostly that today. I might lean on some of the other stuff that I know. Some of you might want to use some sort of support for your head. I'm probably going to use it and then not. I don't know how my head and neck are going to do with what I've got going on, and my audio quality is going to be whatever my computer can do. I've got my neighbors moving. I did turn off my laundry, so the professional internet critics, you can just, have a good day. in terms of audio quality. And then of course the video quality is at the mercy of my screen, and my dog might hump my arm in a moment. So this is all done mostly side lying, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm going to start on my right side. I'm going to traverse to my left side. I'm probably not going to switch my camera. I'll talk intermittently. Sometimes I won't. And I take my glasses off. And my dog's going to fight me for a long time. All right, so I'm starting in right sideline. And I'm just going to start and roll my sternum a little bit forward and a little bit back. A little bit forward, a little bit back. And as I roll it forward a little bit back, it translates a little bit forward. It translates and it rolls a little bit back. And I'm going to make constraints with my legs later. Now I'm going to start to think from my solar plexus. I'm going to move more from there as the foreground. And then finally I'm going to think about my pubic bone, my lower part of my abdomen. I'm going to try to move more from there. And then I'm going to try to feel from all three locations and move from all three. Now, I picked this lesson because I'm having trouble at night sleeping. I'm having trouble getting comfortable and staying comfortable for long periods of time in one orientation, which wakes me up. And the reason I chose this is because I sleep in sideline more than I don't. And there's arguments that actually sleeping on your back is not healthy. So I think you should be able to sleep in all kinds of positions, personally. Now I'm going to take a rest and just feel if that had any nice influence on my body, or not nice. Now, just a personal note, I noticed that my abdomen tightened up. Specifically the area around my right ileocecal valve, which to me implies some upper body flexors really out of balance, really tight. And I don't necessarily sense that, but as I relax my chest and my shoulders, that symptom goes the wayside. So I'll just bookmark and know that I've got some digestive distress from doing that. Which I can say that means one of my upper body flexors is out of balance. So I'm going to go ahead and put the constraint in earlier. My left knee is going to rest atop my right, and sometimes I'm going to break it, I'm going to lift it, and more than not, I'm going to try not to. My left hand's going to rest on my right, and you can just interchange those directions if you want to do it the other way, and I might do it the other way too, we'll see, and I might not today. But I'm just going to open and see how far can I go without lifting my left knee so much. And return. And when I'm in practice of doing this, and when I'm not deathly injured, my left shoulder will touch the ground and my left knee will stay on the floor, or at least closer than what I'm doing right now. And I'm being careful not to create a strong sense of stretch when I'm doing this, because that sense of stretch, in my case, isn't going to help me. And there might be the person that it is going to help. But for me right now in my state, it's not. And I know that I know that. And I'm starting to break my constraint a little bit, and that's okay. And you can do this in a big arc if you like. It's a little bit different, but similar. Present my nervous system with different options. And I'm also following the trajectory of my left hand with my head and eyes, at least loosely. Good, and now I'm going to stay in this orientation as best I can. I'm going to support my head maybe more than I normally would. I think in the original lesson it's you reach over like so, but I need support today. So I'm supporting my head, and I'm going to softly side bend to the left and return. And I'm going to break my constraint a little bit today. I got extensors in my back that aren't so happy to participate yet. So I'm side bending. And like I say, I'm breaking my constraint with my left knee for now. And you might play with this and do it on the out breath instead of the in breath. And you might do it on the in breath instead of the out breath. I couple it with the out breath. And I'm trying to translate my head in a horizontal plane. And now I'm going to stay. I'm going to take my two hands and I am going to break my constraint with my left knee. It can come away from the floor. I'm going to try to take my sternum to the left in a translatory way and return. And I'm going to play with the direction and the placement. Sometimes I'm going to push down, sometimes I'm going to push up, and I'm changing my surface contact, changing my handles. I'm asking the question to myself, do I like to rotate this way, or do I like to rotate this way? And it seems like it's okay to do both today. And if I find one that's not okay, I back off. Good. And now I've done this rotation. I'm going to rest for a moment on my side. Now I'm interested, does that rotation to the left, does it facilitate left side bends? And if I'm not hurt too much, it should. If everything's neurologically sort of healthy, it should, at least healthy enough in my case. So again, I open, and I can tell opening got better. So again, I'm going to support my head, and I side bend. Good, and then that seemed to help. Yay. And I just want to check my opening motion. And I'm going to keep my constraint for now. And it seems like my thorax wants to rotate a little bit better to the left. And I can sense that my right ribs are happier to give their weight. At least I think so. And I'm going to take that and take my pause. And then my other disclaimer is my left elbow is injured. I did that on my one wheel. And then I made it worse in jiu-jitsu. had it all the way better until Sunday. Gave myself a blood blister. And I'm guessing that might have led to me hurting myself. And back onto my right side. Again, same constraint. Left knee rests over right. Now I'm going to open again. Now I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to support my head. And now I'm going to side bend to my right and back. And I'm breaking my constraint with my knee. I'm actually shrimping my knee towards my elbow. And I'm letting my knee float off again. I'm not healthy enough today to have that hard constraint. My shoulder doesn't like that. And again, I'm coupling my out breath to my flexion. And I'm careful not to crank on my head too much, because that's what started the injury anyway, somebody cranking on my head. Now I'm going to stay side bent, and I'm going to try to ask that same question. Can my sternum turn? Can I go left? Good. And again, I'll take a little rest. And again, I'm going to check my rotation a few times, just to see. And something about my nervous system calmed a fair bit from that idea. So right side bend implies adrenal activity. So if I side bend to my right, I actually increase my adrenal activity for fight flight. And for whatever reason right now, that's good for me. Super good for me. And it probably stimulates cortisol at some level, which is probably good for me right now in this moment when I'm hurt. And I'm inferring that that's the case because my motion's getting bigger and it's getting easier. So for today, I'm going to only do this one side. I'm going to take one more little sort of idea. I'm going to take myself into this open orientation again. And I'm going to break a constraint, just because. And now instead of turning my sternum to the left, I'm going to try to take it down. And as my sternum goes down, sort of get a sense of my chest collapsing. Some complicated things happen in my shoulder girdle. And my spine weirdly goes up. My thoracic spine goes towards my head, in my sensation at least. It crawls up to the floor. My ribs give their weight to the floor, and my spine starts to creep up like a little inchworm. And as I go down, I'm going a little bit towards my left hip. Good. Then I'm going to rest a moment. Now I just want to know, just taking my sternum into relative flexion, does that increase my thoracic rotation? In this case, to the left. And my guess is yes. And my felt sensation is yes. Good. No, there's probably a million different things that I could have done better or in addition. That's what I do for today. And I can tell that that was regulating to my nervous system, and that whatever the heck I did to my neck and shoulder girdle or whatever, like that. Yeah, it's still there, but it feels better. This is a plug for that Moon Brew tea. I've literally never felt anything that affects my sleep so profoundly. And the reason I've been so interested in sleep, other than just being injured or whatever, I'm trying to heal this depressing contracture in my hand. I'm doing a bunch of different things to have the mindset to be able to heal this and to create a healing process with this. And I know if this heals, all kinds of other things will heal as well, whether I want them to or not, and I assume I do. So after you do this, or if you do this, and you like this or whatever, come back and check out for the link that I create later, and see if that tea helps you. Like I say, I'm a big advocate for improving your sleep, for lots of reasons. I have 2 little boys. I have a dog. I like to be nice to them. And so sometimes we all know that if we don't get enough sleep, we're not the nicest person that we want to be. So that's my thoughts for today. I hope this little thoracic extension lesson helps somebody. In my own practice, I rarely see the person that doesn't have their left thoracic rotation impaired. And there's a whole lot of reasons for that in our world. Anything that you do that improves that left thoracic rotation is going to improve your physical performance, and probably your mental, and probably your emotional. So thanks for joining me today. And if you like this and you want to do it, flip the directions for the other side.